guys, I'm Anabelle Parada. I am a friend of Adam's and he has offered that I make a video on his channel because I wanted to talk to you about something, which I'll get into later. So anyways, you guys might recognize me if you watch Adam's other videos from the one where him and another friend of ours put makeup on my face while I was doing a shaky thing. Yeah, so I am on his channel today to talk about something to do with that shaky thing, I guess. I wanted to talk to you about a disease called cystic fibrosis, which is briefly mentioned in that video, but I wanted to talk to you about like what it is because most people don't know, and then something I have for a fundraising thing that I'm doing that if you guys would like to participate in, watch till the end because I'm going to explain that after. I'm really going to try to make this sound as least as possible like a school presentation. I'm sorry. So basically, cystic fibrosis is a genetic disease and it is life-threatening. So it's passed down by your parents, obviously because it's genetic. Yeah. Each of your parents, if they have a cystic fibrosis defective gene, if both of them get handed down to you, that means that you have cystic fibrosis. So that is me. So basically, this disease is caused by something called the CFTR gene, which stands for Cystic Fibrosis Transmembrane Regulator. So that is a gene that everyone has. In fact, all of you watching this have that gene. So basically, yeah, everyone has this gene. It's just that for people with cystic fibrosis, this gene is defective. So since it is defective, it causes the salt in your body to move the wrong way. So in a regular person without cystic fibrosis, your salt is contained in a cell, and your chloride channels, which are like channels in your body that the salt travels through, are open. But with a person with cystic fibrosis, the channels are closed or less open than someone without cystic fibrosis. So instead of containing the salt in your cells, you sweat it out through your skin. Like if I were to sweat and you tasted it, it would literally taste like salt. In fact, that's actually how my mom discovered that I had cystic fibrosis, because she kissed my forehead when I was a baby and it tasted like salt, and then yeah. So since we sweat out our salt, we don't have enough salt in our body to thin out mucus in our body, whereas a regular person, they have salt to thin out their mucus. But with someone with cystic fibrosis, your mucus just becomes really thick and really sticky, which is hard for your body to handle. Since we have this thick mucus, it ends up clogging your lungs and obstructing your pancreas, and it affects your sinuses and your digestive system, and many other things in your body, and it's just not good. People with cystic fibrosis are like constantly battling lung infections, or they have chronic ones, and that is what makes it life-threatening, as well as your pancreas, because when it obstructs your pancreas, that just means that it basically is stopping all the natural enzymes that you have in your body to break down your food. I have like a little bit of sufficiency, and mostly I am pancreatic insufficient. So those of us who are pancreatic insufficient, for the most part, or just at all, have to take digestive enzymes to be able to break down and digest their food. People with cystic fibrosis have to do like over 2 hours of treatments a day. One inhaled and one physical. You just loosen up the mucus in your lungs and help to get rid of it, and just clear out as much as you can. So we have to do that morning and night, and some people even have to do it 3 to 4 times a day. and especially when you get sick, you have to do more, and you get put on antibiotics constantly. Since we have to do it in the morning, we have to get up extra early for school, which is not a fan, but the vest that you guys saw shakes up my lungs, I guess, and it helps to cough and clear out the mucus. Also, people with cystic fibrosis have to take in twice or 3 times as many calories as someone with normal, not cystic fibrosis, because we don't take in all the nutrients easily. So that and lung infections obviously is not good for your body at all. So over time it can really be bad, and that's what makes it life-threatening. And the average life expectancy for cystic fibrosis right now, depending on where you live and what type of cystic fibrosis you have, that's also the problem, is that there's so many different types of cystic fibrosis. Some are more severe than others, but yeah, the average life expectancy is 38 to mid-40s. So thanks to a lot of companies like the CF Foundation, Cystic Fibrosis Foundation, and Vertex, and a ton of other companies that are researching and working to find a cure, we have made so much progress since, like, historically people like didn't even make it into like their teens. Because if this disease is left untreated, your body just can't handle it, and it can kill you. So yeah, we've come a long way, because the life expectancy obviously isn't before your teens anymore, but still people's lives with cystic fibrosis are still being cut far too short, and it's not a good thing. So obviously we are so grateful that so much research has been done, thanks to everyone who has contributed their money, because unfortunately the government provides no funding to find a cure for this disease. A lot of people just fundraise on their own, and obviously people who are affected by this disease donate a lot, and that helps the foundations and companies that are producing drugs and eventually find a cure. A lot of drugs have been made to attempt to cure cystic fibrosis, but since there's so many types of cystic fibrosis, it's hard, because you have to hit every single type and cure each one individually. And so they have recently come out with a drug called Kalydeco, which only worked for one gene in cystic fibrosis, and that gene was pretty rare. They're trying it on a lot of people who don't have that gene. I am one of them, so I am on that drug, and the results showed that it worked enough on me to keep going with it, but over time it hasn't really made as much of a difference as we thought it would. Obviously, yes, it does make me feel a lot better than I did without it, but we thought it was going to be like a magic drug, and you know, a real cure for cystic fibrosis would include having no treatments, having to take no pills or medications, or having no lung infections, being able to breathe easily. So it really hasn't completely done that for me, and I don't think it has completely done that for anyone else, because mostly everyone still has to do their treatments and take medications. So yeah, there have been drugs like that have come out, but none of them have completely come up with a cure, because it's just really hard to find a cure for this disease. Especially because when you would look at someone with cystic fibrosis, like if you looked at me, you wouldn't really think that anything is wrong with me. Like, I look normal, I think. And so yeah, people wouldn't really think to donate to this, because it's pretty, like, it's not rare, but it's also not too common, and also it's not something that you notice automatically, which also makes having cystic fibrosis hard, because no one really knows what you have to go through, and also you can't really talk to anyone else with cystic fibrosis like in person, because you can't get within like 6 to 8 feet of one another, or there's a high chance that you will infect each other. So I, on my birthday weekend, have just gathered like a team of a couple friends and family to participate in a cystic fibrosis walk with me. There are plenty of walks. There are a ton organized by the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation and Great Strides, who create these walks, and you can sign up and make a team and a campaign to fundraise, and people will donate as much as they want, and you can fundraise as much as you can before the walk. So on my birthday weekend, May 16th and the 17th, I have decided to participate in one of these walks, and I have raised, let me check. I have raised $5,120. That is amazing. At first, my goal was only like $1,500 because I didn't really know what to expect. My parents organized independent walks when I was little, like almost every year, because they didn't want to expose me to all the germs that could be at one of the big cystic fibrosis walks, because obviously a lot of people with cystic fibrosis are going to be there. But I'll just make sure I have enough space to not infect another CF person or get infected by them. So I just want to make sure that I can fundraise as much as I possibly can before my walk, and so that is why I'm making this video. If you guys would like to contribute or donate at all to cystic fibrosis, that would mean so much to me and like my family and anyone else who struggles with this disease, whether they be someone with cystic fibrosis, a family member, or a friend, because they just don't want to see anyone with cystic fibrosis struggle anymore, and neither do I, and a cure would just be really awesome. So if you want to donate, the link will be in that down bar thing, and you just click donate to me, and you can select your amount or type in your own, and that's all you have to do. It's tax deductible if that helps, and you'd be donating to an amazing cause, and yeah, I would love you. Hello, Adam just Snapchatted me.
Resemble lobster now, so great, one might like. Fuck me!
Thank you, Adam, for having me on your channel. And thank you to anyone who watched this video, and thank you so much to anyone who has donated or plans to donate, and I appreciate it with everything, and so does everyone else with cystic fibrosis or anyone who is affected by cystic fibrosis. Subscribe to Adam, and yeah. Well, thank you for watching, guys. Bye.